The line that leaps out to me anyway is this. Since the low point during the last week of the quarter, companies experienced steady increases in domestic sales driven by growth in digital and the expansion of integrated delivery. To what degree can we put on top of that any kind of walk-in or drive-through or even at some point dine-in?
Well, there's been a few good stories really happening. Over that last 6 weeks, we've seen a steady curve up for us. It's really encouraging. And I'd say it's mostly thanks to our team. You know, we've created these drive-throughs at a Shake Shack that never existed. We never had a drive-through. We've created these drive-up curbside lanes, and we've shifted now to over 80% last week of our sales is on our digital channels. Our own app and web channels on Shake Shack have tripled, and the number of first-timers has more than doubled. So it's really exciting because we know that those guests tend to be a little stickier than a normal guest. And we're working our way back towards dining room reopenings. We don't have any Shack dining rooms open today, even in those states like Texas and Georgia where things are starting to reopen. We're going to take our time, make sure it's safe for our team, and continue to give people the opportunity. You know, you walk up to a Shack now, on the window, you just take your phone, scan a QR code, menu pops up, you order, and we'll bring it out to you. It's really cool, contactless, really easy, seamless way to do it. And I think that's been a contributor to growth. We got a long way to go, but the trend's in the right direction.
So in states like Georgia where the door is open essentially to open if you want, do you see that being a June phenomenon, a Q2 phenomenon?
I think we'll get there. You know, we've been talking every day with our leaders on the ground there and watching what everyone else is doing. Most important thing for us is keeping our team and our guests safe. You're starting to see some restaurants open patios mostly there, having really good distancing. And we've got some great plans in place for our team when we choose to do that. But we haven't announced when yet. It'll likely be in the next few weeks if things start to go in the right direction. But like you guys were just talking about, you know, we're fortunate that we have restaurants in Hong Kong, mainland China, South Korea that have begun to reopen, begun to show us some of the things that have worked, some things that haven't, and making sure that when we start to do that, we do it in the right way. And we'll do this on our terms, not the state's terms. We're going to make sure our team is well taken care of there.
You know, Randy, I'm old enough to remember when you started to expand basically out of big urban centers in New York specifically. The thinking was, Shack's operating margins, their operating leverage outside of big cities isn't what it will be. I wonder, do you think that picture has now flipped because of the impact of social distancing? Are we going to see a reversal in performance between your big city markets and your smaller city markets?
Well, we actually shared some data last night on our call that says kind of exactly that at the moment. You're seeing some of the big urban centers, specifically New York, be some of the still hardest hit for Shake Shack. We are an urban brand, and we're a brand that has these amazing locations. It's been a little bit more resilient for us in those that are easier to drive up and more suburban. But here's how I believe about real estate, right? Over time, great real estate is great real estate. I don't think that's going to change. We're going to continue to build those community gathering places so that when people gather again, they're going to do it at places like Shake Shack. They're going to come to New York City. We're all not going to stop these great urban centers and great locations in the world. In the meantime, it's really good to see that some of our other locations are the ones that have come up a little bit faster for us and teaching us some of the lessons about real estate moving forward. We announced last night we're working on a new model that we're calling the Shack Track, which will allow people to drive up or walk up to a walk-up window. And without ever having to enter the building, if that's how they choose to do it, they'll be able to grab their bag, even in their car in some cases. We've got a lot of work to do on this, but it's going to be an exciting transition and open up for us now in a forever retail changed environment. We've got more cash on our balance sheet than we've ever had. We've fortressed that opportunity, and it's going to help us think about what we can do moving forward as we come out of this.
Randy, it's David. No shortage of challenges, though, as well as you point out, including now potentially some shortages of supply of beef, or at least that supply chain, I think, getting a little bit messy. What are you seeing right now? Is the cost of beef going to be higher longer term, or do you see this as a shorter term phenomenon?
Yeah, David, I think most important is making sure that that industry can work in a safe way. That's what's got to happen first. It's been impressive to see the changes that they're trying to make. We are fortunate at Shake Shack. Today, we have not been impacted in our supply chain. We use only hormone antibiotic-free all-natural beef. and the supply chain that we have has not been impacted. However, cost is up, and it's up significantly in this last few weeks. It's something we're watching daily. I think you're going to have some near-term impact. We don't know how long that'll go for. It's important for us as we've transitioned our menu. We actually sell a lot of chicken now with our Chicken Shack and Chicken Bites, a ton of vegetarian shroom burgers and fries and frozen custard. So about a third of our basket has been beef. So we're a little bit hedged against that, but it's something we're watching very closely as you're seeing supermarkets and other places start to put on limits. Our hope is that we can, that supply chain rebuilds into a safe and, gives us the supply that we and everybody else needs in the long term.